Road crews in parts of the region are back aboard their snowplows as wintry weather on this 11th day of April slams much of South Dakota. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. I'm Lisa Bedeau here with Jordan Schreier. We're just getting started with our nonstop news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. April snowstorms around these parts aren't necessarily unusual, but that doesn't mean we have to like them.
And we definitely don't like them. People in the southern half of Minnesota are also struggling with a blast of winter weather. Whiteout conditions in the Faribault area last night shut down part of a highway for a time. Take a look at that. Many roads in Minnesota and South Dakota are in awful condition, and police say recent flooding is making some travel particularly dangerous because on top of the blowing snow and reduced visibility, there are ditches full of water that we now need to watch out for. And the storm is impacting air travel around the region. And our latest check of Hector Airport in Fargo shows 3 morning flights out are canceled, as are 2 arriving flights this morning.
And up in Grand Forks, 1 departure and 1 arrival are canceled so far. All of these cancellations happened pretty quickly this morning, so make sure you check ahead. The rush is on to get sandbags to areas in rural Cass County ahead of today's winter storm. North Dakota National Guardsmen have already delivered 10,000 sandbags since Governor Doug Burgum activated them to assist with the flood fight on Saturday.
This winter storm couldn't have arrived at a worse time for Cass County residents who are trying to save their homes and the soldiers trying to help them. Cass County engineer Jason Benson says rural residents should be prepared for water breaching the levees because of the high winds that are expected with this storm.
9 minutes before 7, let's get an update of that storm with Lisa Green.
Good morning. It's already started up for us here in the valley. This is a view on our Dakota Magic Skycam, on our Storm Team Skycam network, down in the Hankinson area along the South Dakota state line. Visibility has dropped again as another round of snow has moved in. We've got some strong winds. You can see the flags blowing around there too, and some semis hanging out in the parking lot. The I-29 has been closed at the South Dakota border. And speaking of, this is in the Victor area, just on the other side of the state line. You could see snow covering the I-29 corridor there, and parts of southeastern North Dakota. We're starting to see more places where we've got some snow, not only on the ground and on the roads, but coming down again here this morning in those spots. So here's a look at your radar right now. A lot of blue on the map in the plains and the Midwest. Now we can see the heaviest snow is in eastern South Dakota, which is not good news for us because the system overall is going to be working its way northward, and that's all heading into our viewing area. Southern parts of the valley, that's where we're starting to see that snow, a little more substantial snow start to spread northward. So it's starting up again for some of us here this morning. Some of this might not quite be reaching the ground just yet on that leading edge, but once it does, we'll end up with some pretty heavy snowfall rates. Wind speeds are out of the northeast. We've got some gusts into the 30s right now. They'll continue to pick up with some gusts into the 40s. And of course, that brings about more problems with the snowfall, some low visibility. And again, we do have that blizzard warning in effect for our far southern viewing area down into South Dakota and Traverse and Grant counties in Minnesota. Some temperatures into the 20s to some low 30s. And here's a look at that hour by hour planner. Again, the snow lifting north this morning and continuing to press northward just little by little here today. So by noon, Fargo will be seeing that snow, if not a little bit before then. And then those heavier bands of snow take over in the purple here. So by the afternoon, we're looking at ongoing heavy snow that will be rapidly accumulating in a lot of spots. This is 5 o'clock. So travel will become worse and worse, and it may become worse in a hurry in some of these areas. Heading into the evening, this continues to spread northward until we see snow all the way up to the Canadian border in some areas by 10 o'clock tonight. And then this just hangs around into tomorrow. So conditions will continue to be snowy and breezy, in fact windy, as we head into our Friday. Let's check in now with Al.
Morning, Elise. Good morning, everyone. We are westbound on Interstate 94 this morning. Elise has been talking about the wind, and I'll tell you something. You can really feel it pulling on the car. I'd hate to be driving an 18-wheeler right now. Travel speeds out here on the Interstate 94 and Interstate 29 pretty much normal in that 60 to 65 mile an hour range. Road surface is dry. A lot of traffic eastbound on Interstate 94. Westbound actually remains fairly light. Northbound I-29 and southbound I-29 as well, both fairly busy. Northbound I-29 busier than southbound. Quick construction update for you. Southbound lane of Broadway between 12th and 13th Avenues North is going to be closed for the day today. Make sure that you are planning for that. Drive carefully this morning and always. Al Ahmed, Valley Today traffic.
Clay County authorities say they came up empty-handed after a dive team searched a pond for evidence related to a murder. We were the only news outlet in Hitterdal, Minnesota yesterday as the Valley Water Rescue Team spent 3 hours in the water looking for clues into the Troy Yarborough killing.
He was found dead on a Hitterdal farmstead last May. The pond search was about 2 miles down the road from where he was killed. Officials are not saying yet what prompted them to search the pond or what they were looking for. A warrant is out for the arrest of a Grand Forks woman who's accused of child neglect for failing to get care for her injured child. Court documents say 25-year-old Tarika Reen took her 1-year-old to a hospital last October with multiple rib fractures, bruising, and a large burn.
The child was described by staff as exhausted and almost lifeless, and examinations revealed that he had previous injuries. Authorities say Reen's fiance, Tareen Miller, admitted the child was taken to the hospital the day before. He said while washing the child, the 1-year-old slipped out of his hands, and when he tried to catch him, he heard cracking. Supporters of a North Dakota bill that makes it a crime for a doctor performing an abortion to use instruments such as clamps, scissors, and forceps to remove a fetus from the womb are praising Governor Doug Burgum for signing it.
The bill outlaws the procedure known as dilation and evacuation. The bill becomes effective if a federal appeals court or the U.S. Supreme Court allows its enforcement. A North Dakota woman is facing criminal charges for allegedly faking a Make-A-Wish campaign to raise money for a new playground. 33-year-old Kristen Keel of Donnybrook was arrested yesterday for forgery, false information, and fraudulent or misleading communications.
Investigators found a Make-A-Wish contract aimed at providing the city of Donnybrook with new playground equipment. The campaign was to grant a wish in the name of a child suffering a serious medical condition. But police say Make-A-Wish has no records of that campaign, and it's unclear if that child even exists. We're calling all future pilots this morning. The Fargo Air Museum has an exciting opportunity for those future airmen and women to get some hands-on experience.
The Valley Today's Abby Furchner joins us live from the museum this morning. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, you guys. I'm here with Jackie Williams, who's the executive director here at the museum. And you have a pretty fun event for kids coming up on Saturday. What are they going to be doing and learning here at the museum?
Well, we've been through some of that this morning, but we have Dave Moan, who handles the older kid camp, and Sarah Swartz, who handles the younger kids camp. And they're going to be learning about orienteering, getting around without technology. So learning to use a compass and learning to use common sense. If technology fails, these are life skills that we all need.
And if kids can't make it out to this one, you still have a lot of fun events coming up here pretty soon.
We do. We've got a brand new exhibit that's opening April 27. It is the Flying Tigers event. In addition to that, every second Saturday each month, we have a fun and free camp. But you have to sign up at fargoairmuseum.org, or it will sell out and you'll miss out on the learning and the fun. We're all about being a community gathering space, and we're also about revving the engines and the curiosity of future aviators.
Yeah, and I love that because some kids may not really know what all of this means, and so it's fun to have them come and just learn about it and really spark that interest.
Absolutely. Subject matters include radio communication, salesmanship, orienteering, which is this weekend. So it's really life skills, Abby. But in addition to that, we don't just need pilots. We need behind the scenes guys and gals. And it's so much fun to see them from 5 years old up, really learning about aviation, all the capacities.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned so much this morning, just getting a preview of what the kids will be going through on Saturday. And so you'll want to come out if you have any of those future flyers and give them the chance to learn a little bit more about aviation.
Fun stuff. Abby Furchner reporting live from the Fargo Air Museum. Thank you. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. 72% of online daters say they are turned off by this.
The answer is some bad spelling. Remember, you can take part in our question of the morning. Just head to the Valley News Live Facebook page. And today, we're not only talking bad spelling, but some bad bad weather out there
Bad
as well.
weather, yeah. Nobody likes bad
Nope.
weather either. Here we are dealing with the snow. It's pushing into the valley now. Some places in the south seeing some heavier snow coming down. You can see it's approaching Fargo, but this is a loft. It might take a little bit for it to work its way into or toward the surface. So something to keep an eye out for though this morning. And overall, more and more we'll see this snow spread in. And by the time it's all said and done Friday night, we're looking at more than 6 inches of snow. Some of us getting a foot or more in the far southern valley, and wind too. So please be careful over the next couple of days.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. But remember, the Valley Today rolls on.